How's it going, everyone, and welcome to another Let's Play series. This time we are going to be playing the original Phantasy Star for the Sega Master System. Phantasy Star was published by Sega in 1988, as you can see, and was the start of what has become a rather legendary franchise in the Phantasy Star Online series. However, Phantasy Stars 1 through 4 were traditional RPGs, and they all tied into each other in some way, which was a really cool kind of continuous storyline through the Master System and then the Genesis. So let's go ahead and get started with our playthrough of Phantasy Star. Phantasy Star was kind of revolutionary for its time with the cutscenes that it would do. The look of things like this just weren't seen in this early era of video games. Scum, do not stiff around in Lassik's affairs. Learn this lesson well. Nero, what happened? Don't die. Alice, listen. Lassik is leading our world to destruction. I tried to discover his plans, but I could not do much myself. I have heard of a man with great strength named Odin. Maybe the two of you can stop Lassik. Alice, it's too late for me. Be strong. I will make sure that my brother died not in vain. Watch over and protect me, Nero. And with that intro to the game, we start into our adventure. So obviously our goal is to overthrow the tyrant Lassik, who has killed the main character, Alice's brother. So our first step's actually going to be in this little cave here. Now the dungeons in this game are all in a first-person dungeon crawl perspective. This was very much a game that you wanted to have a thing of grid paper and a pen handy when you were playing, because especially as you get to the later dungeons, the exploration gets quite challenging. Grab the 50 mesetas from the chest, that's the currency in this game, and we are going to head into town. Now, unfortunately, the very start of this game tends to be a little bit on the grindy side, just to get you started, because at first you only have Alice, and she has no magic at first to begin with, which is very traditional kind of original old-school RPGs. A lot of them were very grindy. So he's talking about how Odin was known to live in Sion. Also, I have a Laconian pot given by Nero. That would be helpful to you in your task. And he gives it to you. So let's go ahead. It was really, like I said, the whole cutscene thing was kind of revolutionary for its time. Going into zoomed-in scenes with almost an anime-style look here. In '88 especially, you just didn't see that. So we got the armory here. Now we're eventually going to want to get that leather shield. And then over here we've got the first food shop, which they sell food items that can be used to heal you. And then up here we've got the second-hand shop, which they sell flashes which light up dark areas, items to let you escape for dungeons, items that let you teleport. So let's go ahead and exit this portion of town. And we're going to cut around to the other side of this first main town. And we have a few more shops over here. And this one sells swords, and that iron sword is what we want to go after first. So we need to save up another 25 mesetas. So let's go on out into the field and start fighting some battles. Now, except for in that little forest patch, you're safe within the walls. We got one swarm here, so let's go ahead and kill this. Kicked his butt. There's 3. Got another swarm. These things can't do a lot of damage to you, but you don't have a whole lot of hit points either this early in the game. So you gotta be really careful to track your health, because those things don't just come in groups of 1. They can come 2 or 3 at a time, and they can whittle your health down really quickly. So far, we're just getting 1 at a time. Fortunately, at this early point in the game, we can just easily walk back to town and go into Alice's house and rest. Scorpion, this might be a runaway here. Yeah, we're gonna run. Didn't think we were quite ready for that. So we're down to 4 hit points, so we're gonna go in and rest. That's right, you don't rest at the house. It's been a while since I've played this, folks. It's this one here. And she heals us for free. Whoop! Didn't mean to do that. Let's go back out. Got 2 swarms this time. You can see by the HP indicators on the top right. We're probably going to have to go heal after this battle. Yeah, we're down to 4 hit points. We better go rest. But we ought to be pretty close to earning our sword. Let's see what we got here. We're up to 68 Meseta, and I believe we're pretty close to leveling up as well. Actually, let's go ahead really quick. This is another one of those games where that old adage of save often is very, very true. And that creates our save file. Into town. I'm gonna rest again. Now what I'll do is after this first video I'm gonna do some more grinding, and I'll do that off camera until we earn to about the level that I'm comfortable with going ahead and kind of heading out a little bit. Swarm down. Ooh, trap chest. That's always a risk. In some dungeons, you actually will want to choose... Still got 8 health, I'll fight something else. In some dungeons, you will actually want to choose not to fight. Well, not necessarily not to fight, but you'll want to choose not to take the chest, because you'll be in there for so long, and your HP will be getting so tight that all you can do is just try to get out of there as best as you can, and risking a trap chest is just more than it's worth risking. 2 of them, we only have 6 hit points, we're gonna run. 6 hit points is not enough to take down 2 swarms. So yeah, what can we say? This is a game that spawned a pretty epic franchise. Truthfully, I wish they would go back to the more traditional RPGs than the online style that they've been doing. But at the same time, I can't say I didn't really enjoy Phantasy Star Universe, and if Phantasy Star Online 2 ever comes to the States, I'll probably pick that up and play that as well. Right now it's only available in Japan. Played Phantasy Star Online back in the day on the GameCube. There we go, makes level 2. Go ahead and take the chest. And I think... is that 75? That's 80. So let's go ahead, we will get our sword. Oh! Yeah, I don't know if we'll go through with this fight or not. It's gonna be close. 1 hit point to spare. That was stupid. No. I am not going to risk that chest blowing up or shooting an arrow at me and killing me off. That was pretty dumb to fight that there. So let's top off the health. Now we've got a little bit more to play around with. And let's go buy our sword, and then we will save up a loot. We want to stay out of the forest, because owlbears can attack you there, and we are not ready for those yet. And we might not be able to get away. Head back into the weapon shop here. Yes. I want to buy an iron sword. No. Let's go ahead. Item. Iron sword. Equip. And I now have the iron sword equipped. Let's go ahead, we leveled up, so let's go ahead and save. And we will head back out and see about getting into another fight. Two scorpions. If we didn't have the new sword, I wouldn't even consider this. But you'll notice we were only doing 1 or 2 damage now, and now we've killed 1 in 2 hits. Now we can gain a little bit better experience and money. In fact, that pretty much earned us our shield right there. And one-shot the swarms now. So you get an idea of just how much of a difference your gear can make in this game. You definitely want to spend the time it takes to make sure you have the money to get the best gear you possibly can at any given time. Let's go ahead, we'll go in, buy our shield, and rest. And Jin will save, and just for the heck of it, we will go ahead and try our luck against, see if we can try our luck against an owlbear. Now, owlbears in this game are not what you would typically think of when you think of an owlbear. So there's a leather shield. Let's go ahead and equip that. So now I have a shield equipped. So you have 3 pieces of equipment in this game: your weapon, your armor, and your shield. On top of that, Alice does eventually, I forgot to rest. Alice does start learning magic in a couple of levels as well. Okie doke. So we're gonna head into this woods here. And we got 2 of them then. Oh, we're not ready. We are not ready. Run, 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 run. Yeah, you see what I mean about how much of a difference your gear makes in this game. Level 2, fighting with owlbears, it was worth the try, but we were not ready for that at all. We did 1 damage, they did, 8 and 2 hits. Truth be told, those battles right there with the scorpions are what we should be watching for the most. For where we're at, it's good experience, it's good money. Repair swarms. But even at level 2, these guys can still do 2 damage. There's level 3. Oop, chest blew up. Next, our HP down to 12. We just leveled up, so we'll save. Let's wander out a bit further here. See if maybe we can get some scorpions in the forest. At this point, we're just popping swarms almost as if they were, the little insects that they were. And boom, kill those. The encounter rate is another thing that you encounter. Encounter rate, something you encounter in these older RPGs. The battle rate could be quite high on some of them, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, especially in a game like this where you have to fight a lot of random battles and get stronger, but it can also be bad when you go into the town, when you go into the dungeons and you're in these big long dungeons and you're trying to make your way through. So let's go ahead, we'll head over here. That town you see on the right is the port of Siam. Another couple of scorpions. Bring in the money. So they were saying Odin lives in Siam. So let's go talk to some people. Says how they long ago thrived on trade. Obviously things are a little different now under Lassik's rule. You need a compass to pass through the Epi Forest. I recently found a talking beast in the cave where Medusa lives. I sold him for a good price to a merchant from Paseo. A talking beast. Maybe that'll be worth investigating. A cave called Iala can be found on the peninsula to the south of Sion. Odin set off to kill Medusa. He went with an animal that can speak. The animal had a bottle of medicine hanging from its neck, but I don't know what that is for. So, Odin went off to fight the Medusa. He went with an animal that can speak. Something obviously went wrong because a merchant found that animal, because he said he found a talking creature. That's an important conversation because that's the first time they mentioned Motiva and Dazorus. We will actually leave the planet. eventually in this game. Well, we've got some new mysteries to investigate. What is this talking beast, and where can we find it? And what has come of Odin? That he went to the cave to fight Medusa, and the beast came back and has been sold, and Odin has not returned. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this first episode of Let's Play Phantasy Star up here. Please feel free to like and subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed. Between videos here, I'm going to go ahead and do a little more grinding and level up a little bit. And then we will begin investigating the mystery of the talking beast and of Odin. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next time.